日本時間26日、ドジャース専属の地元放送局、スポーツネット LA の女性リポーター、キルステン・ワトソンさんがインスタグラムを更新し、シャンパンファイトに参加した様子を投稿しました。インタビュー中には他の選手たちからシャンパンを浴びせられ、全身びしょ濡れになる場面もありました。そんなワトソンさんですが、その試合前には米ポッドキャスト番組に出演していました。インタビューの中では大谷翔平の舞台裏について語り、ドジャースの選手たちを派手というより真面目で勤勉と表現。さらに、どうやったら翔平を嫌いになれるのという話題の中で、大谷の人柄がよく現れるエピソードを明かしました。このワトソンさんのインタビューを日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
Welcome to Talk Dodgers to me, Kirsten.
I love it. Thank you guys for having me. And I love what you guys are doing. Like, it's awesome. And so I'm excited to be a part of this.
Oh, yay. Thank you. That means a lot to us.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Before we even get into anything, I just need to ask you, we just celebrated a weekend of Clayton Kershaw. We were both at the game on Friday night.
Amazing.
That is a memory that we will both take with us forever. I mean, just I was even thinking about just like nuggets that I'm taking away from that night when everybody is comparing stories of who loves Kershaw more. Like that just says so much to who he is, the Dodgers organization making it work with him year after year to play for one team, 18 years. Can you just tell us what it's been like to join the Dodgers, to see who he is, and now the weekend that we just celebrated him announcing his retirement? Like, what is this from your viewpoint?
Yeah. So when I first joined the organization now 5 years ago, it was right after they had won the World Series in 2020. And, from what I had heard about Clayton, he's obviously such a competitor and so talented, but he had always had this kind of chip on his shoulder because he had never won just yet. And so I was coming in after he had won. So people were kind of just like, you're getting this guy who finally achieved his goal. And I think for me, that was really cool because it was just like, I was almost kind of like meeting a new person. And even sometimes when I talk to other reporters who have been around the organization for so long, Clayton is someone like on his start days, they'd be like, don't look him in the eye. Don't do all these different things. And I was like, oh my goodness, what have I gotten myself into? Like, okay. If he has a bad outing, like it might be a tough interview. And that was just never my experience, I think, and like, to be fair, it could be because I joined the organization after they had won and all these different things, but like, he is someone who he works so hard, he cares so much. He's been nothing but supportive of me since I've joined this organization. I'm grateful that, I get to call him a friend today, which is, I think, just amazing. But no, he is I also think because I have kind of this perspective of not only do I see what he's doing for himself and just like his family and things like that, but I also see the impact that he has just on the clubhouse, on our younger players who have looked up to him like their entire lives. And so just seeing those interactions, yes, he is this superstar. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's all of the things, but he's also just like a normal man. And I think that's what makes him so special is like he has the aura, he has all of these different things, but also he just is someone who like doesn't lean into that stuff. He's just like, I show up, I do my job, I rock my Skechers, and this is who I am. So
He does
and I
rock
love
those
that.
Skechers.
Yeah, he sure. Oh my goodness. And they're like, I'm like, oh, are they cool? Yes, they are. Okay.
I know. I always laugh, like, being born and raised in LA and growing up with Kirsch in so many ways, even becoming an adult myself and seeing this guy, it's like every phase, it's like I admire him even more now just as a person he is. And as an adult to see the career and what has been put in this kid's hands, really.
Yeah.
And the person that he continued to shape himself to be during it all. I'm just like, I'm more in awe of him as a human being now than
No, that's
really
so
anything.
true. That's so true. And like what he does for the community, what he has done through Kershaw's Challenge, like this is stuff that is really just true to who he is as an individual. It's true to who he and Ellen are. Like it's just even I think about earlier this year when all of the fires happened in Southern California, I was working with the foundation and we were in Pasadena. helping those who were impacted by the Altadena fires. And we had just different items, clothes, diaper, like you name it. We had so many things, towels, socks, undergarments, like all the things. And the amount of boxes that were sent in from the Kershaws in Texas, like,
Wow.
I mean, like it was enough to fill like 3 hotel rooms. Like it was insane how much stuff they had just sent. And I think that's just also like so representative of who they are as individuals, the values that they have, how they care. Like they've not only chosen to, yes, play and represent the Dodgers and everything they do, but just who they are as individuals. So it's, and I think those are perfect examples as to like who Clayton and just who his family is. They care so deeply about the organization, about, yes, his career, and he has put himself in a position that he could have the success on the field by working hard, by taking care of his body, the surgeries, all of these things. But there's also so much more to him that people see, but I hope they really like remember as well.
Do you
Yeah.
think he understands the magnitude of his legacy in baseball and to Dodger fans, how much he really means to us all?
I think so. I think so. And I think we're seeing that right now. Like by him sharing that he's going to retire. Like I'll be honest, I always kind of thought that he was someone who like the season would end, there would be like some talks like is this it? And then maybe he would say, I think I'm done. Like but it's during the
Yeah.
off season.
Yeah,
So the
were you
fact that
shocked?
yes, I was shocked in regard to just like the announcement. Um but there were a few things that like kind of would happen or like someone would say and I'd be like, is this it? Maybe this is it. But there was no just like confirmation. So I definitely was shocked by the announcement. But I think the announcement is so telling is because I don't necessarily see him as the personality of like wanting to be celebrated all year and like this um like goodbye tour of such. But the fact that he was willing and that he wanted to share a final weekend with the fans, like to me, that is so telling as to he understands what he means to the organization, to the fan base, and to have just like that whole weekend, as you guys were talking about, was whether it was the game, whether it was the 3,000 strikeout bobblehead, whether it was just addressing the fans ahead of the game on Sunday, like all of those things are like that's an unforgettable weekend for all of us.
I really want to go back to just like when you started with the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
One, you took over for Alana, who was so beloved in the
Yeah.
Dodger community. I wonder if she's become a mentor or anything like that. And you didn't know baseball that well. So
Yeah.
what was your like crash course of learning or what did you do when you got the job and were like, all right, this is going to be my life now?
Yeah, it was a crash course to say the least.
Did you watch like every backstage Dodgers? Were you
I did
rewatching
watch a lot of
games?
backstage Dodgers. Yeah, I watched a lot of backstage. I think honestly, like anything and everything. Interviews, I think when I was at spring training, listening to people were asking questions. My biggest challenge was my job is so much about building relationships and understanding like what works for each individual player. Not everyone likes to be interviewed the same. A lot of guys don't like talking about themselves, so you kind of have to like sneak it in there, you know? And when I first joined, it wasn't like the COVID season, but it was still COVID protocols. So like all of my interviews were from a distance, and I mean like 6 feet apart, if not like 12 feet apart. Or they were through Zoom, which I'm sure you guys remember Zoom meetings and just there's the delay or there's the, there's not like the back and forth you're really having. So it was yeah, it was a lot. And when the team would be on the road, I would literally be in a suite at Dodger Stadium by myself in this room, like talking to the TV, like literally, like someone would put a headset on the TV, and there would be a camera in front of me, and I'm literally interviewing them through the TV. Like it just was like,
Wow.
it was quite possibly the hardest thing I think I've ever done. I don't think I realized just how much I rely on just kind of like the human interaction and communication. So yeah, so that was very hard. You realize that like there are so many times you think we're like alone in these things and in these feelings, and I had to like really trust that there were so many people around me who were rooting for me. So whether it was like when I tell you like the list, so
Does Ben
sorry.
Rortvedt have a nickname yet? By the
You
way,
know, there's Benny Biceps, there's, I mean, that's like the main one.
we call him Rory on our show.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
So if you want to steal it, go.
I will
Yeah,
bring
go
it to the I will bring it to the table.
well, because they put Y,
Yeah.
Kirsch puts Y's on
They put-
everything.
Yeah, they put a Y after,
Like-
Caspi, Barnesy.
They do. Like Michael's Mikey
Yeah. So we thought Rory fit.
I also am a
I like
Gilmore Girls
that.
fan, so
season because none of the broadcasters were traveling. And so after the All-Star break, I started traveling with the group. Then I started kind of like feeling like, okay, like I'm around, they're seeing me more. Because I definitely felt like I was like, they're probably like, who is this random girl who came out of nowhere? Because you're right, like, when you have someone who's been there for, Alana was with the organization for 7 years. And so when you have someone who's been around for so long, it's you're so used to seeing that. So when someone comes literally from out of nowhere, they're looking at me like, who is this girl?
they
Where
don't
did she
like bring
come
you into
from?
the clubhouse like this is Kirsten. She's the
Because
new
there was COVID. So
Oh,
now we
right.
do this. If it was a
Okay.
normal year, yes. Like in a normal year, during spring training, they introduce everyone on the staff. You do like a full breakdown of who everyone is. Like that is the thing. We're all in the clubhouse at Hillback Ranch, but because this was COVID, none of this happened. Like this was a it just yeah. All of that to say is just like I lost my confidence. There were so many things in that first year. I really didn't know who I was. I didn't know up from down. I everything I felt like I had worked for and the success that I was having as a reporter, as a host, things like that had gotten me to that point. Also, like in baseball, there's all these unwritten rules and all these different things that I was just like, I can't keep up. I don't know what's happening. I can't keep up. But all of that to say, like, you really realize there are some people around you who want you to be successful. So I think when I started just like asking for help, that's when things really changed. So yeah, so it was a whirlwind of a first year. Once you started kind of asking for help, and once I started to like understand what was going on, like I remember there was a Zoom one day, and Dave Roberts was talking about a sim game, and I'm like, what is a sim game? Like I was just like, I don't even know what these words mean. Like, okay, I'm assuming like, okay, it's a simulated game. I understand that, but like, what does that mean? And finally, when I was on the road, I would see these things. Like I'd be like, oh, got it. It's literally like, it's not, a full like lineup of guys, but like they're finding a way to recreate somewhat of a game setting. Then there is, I think that was, so in 2021, it was funny. I remember I would just like be sitting because I wasn't allowed in the clubhouse because again, COVID protocols. So I would go to the stadium on like the first bus because I did not know what time I was supposed to be there because I didn't know anything. And I'm the only one traveling from the broadcast team. So I'm just kind of like trying not to be a nuisance. I was like, let me just be like invisible. And I would sit right outside of the clubhouse door and I would read my notes and I would do all these and I would just kind of like go over things and like write down like questions or I would like transcribe different things. And then it was funny because like Corey Seager, he would bring out the iPad and he'd always be working on his swing, like kind of nearby. And I'd be like, am I in your way? Like, I'm so sorry. Like, would you like me to move? And he would just be like, no, like you stay there. You're fine. And over time, we kind of just like started to like, how are you? Okay, cool. Like, like you start to like build conversation day by day. And like, I think that was like very pivotal, like in our like development of just like a relationship and then in like interviewing him and feeling more comfortable and things like that. And
it like humanized everything for you. It's like, wait, this isn't just a screen and you're not just 6 feet away. And I'm not just like, it's like, I'm not a robot just trying to learn the game and afraid to say anything wrong. Like, wait a minute, we're just humans. Yeah.
Yes. And also like, I'm going to make mistakes. and I'm going to like own my mistakes. And then if I need to apologize, I will apologize. But also like, I am not here to do, like, I'm on your team, like really and truly. And I think by them seeing me and seeing how I was trying and seeing how I was listening and seeing how I would ask questions on the side and just be like, okay, so like, what are you working on by doing this? And what does this mean? Or I don't, like, you're the professional. Like, please explain it to me. And then I can do my very best to explain it to elsewhere. And also, like, I never want to say something that's going to put you in a poor situation or be a negative representative of what you're saying. So I think it just all started to build trust. And not that I think like they were maybe like testing me or anything, but I do think they wanted to see how hard I was working and how hard I was trying. And by me literally sitting there and like reading all of these things and trying all these things and like asking questions and just showing up, I think they started to realize like, oh, like she wants this, like she's gonna figure it out. And so, yeah, it began there. And then the next year was a normal, was it a normal spring training? I kind of feel like that might have been the lockout year. And that's where you really get to like build the foundations of whether it's a friendship, a relationship, like a working relationship, all of those things, because the stakes are a little bit lower. It's just more, it's easy conversation, like, yeah. So I think when you get to like my second spring training, it was just like, wow, okay, I did it. I did it. Yeah, let's do this. There are so many like mental layers of this sport that I'm seeing it, but like, no, I don't know it firsthand. But how I get to see them show up every day, how I see how hard they work every day, like just think about like our bodies. Like I go to Pilates. I don't know. Say if I went to Pilates like 6 of the 7 times this week, that is huge for me. That is a very good week. These guys are literally playing and working out every single day and like no complaints, nothing. Like, so I think when you're seeing that, it really puts things into perspective. So yeah, I just find that I think I don't get the highs and lows because one, I can't because it's my job not to, you know? But it's also because it's what I've seen. I've only been a part of a baseball organization that doesn't have like they're so even keel. I always say when I look at the Dodgers, a obviously it's a blue collar team and like a white collar city. And by saying that, it's just like this is a group of guys that they are so talented. They are, obviously they're extremely well paid, but like they aren't you're not going to find the super flashy, like everyone is kind of, we show up, we're respectful, we do our jobs. And that is what makes us great. Like when you have Shohei, Freddie, Clayton, Mookie, like the list goes on, but like these aren't guys that are like they're just like normal men. Like I don't even know how to explain it. They're really just like normal guys, and they show up, they go, they work very hard. Mookie's literally out there for hours, whether it's doing work in the cage, on the field, making himself better every single day. So like yes, a part of it is a natural skill and talent and athleticism, but it's the other part of it is how hard he works. And I think when you see that as just like the baseline example, that means the younger players who are coming in, when you're seeing the greatest of the greatest and their work ethics, you're going to start to embody that. And I think even for me, it's similar, whether it's the guys I see on the field, whether it's who we have in the booth, I get to watch or listen to and build friendships and all these different things. It's Joe Davis, it's Steven Nelson, it's Oral Hershiser, it's Jessica Mendoza, like the list, Dontrell Willis, the list literally goes on and on. Eric Karros, you name it. Then you've got on the pre and post game show, we've got John Hartung and Jerry Harrison Jr., and Nomar Garcia Parra and Adrian, and like I'm surrounded by so much greatness that like it would be a disservice to myself and to them to not aspire to be just as great. And that is where I get so lucky. And like it makes you show up and work hard every single day.
It makes you thrive.
I mean, I'm inspired just listening to you. And
thank you.
It's hard for us to talk to people who are fans of other teams if they're hating on our team because with everything you just said, our guys are so likable. They're role models, they're leaders, they're really all around good guys and the most talented players ever.
Yes.
So it's hard when
It's
someone
I don't know
says
what to love you for.
My aunt, she's like, I hate Clayton Kershaw. And I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Or Freddie Freeman. We hate Freddie. I'm like, how could you hate
Yes.
Freddie?
Like, tell me how.
The story? Can I tell you what he went through last week?
Like, it's not even that I just love him for that grand slam and all the other things. Like, how do you listen to an interview and like he's probably going to choke up about something that's going to make me choke up. Like, I don't know how you can hate these people. Even Ohtani, I'm like, he stops and talks to every dog.
Yeah.
Like,
yes. I think when some people are kind of like the question marks around just, is this team really ready for October? You know, some of those bullpens, they're going to figure it out. They have shown each and every year that they will find a way. And at this rate, nothing should surprise us, if we're being honest. So it's hopefully going to be a very exciting postseason run. I think they're not necessarily leaning into as much as I think maybe like the media and the rest of us are like, how amazing would it be to see Kershaw just kind of end on the highest of notes, retire as a dish, like adding another World Series championship to his belt. Like that would be. We feel it. I do think the guys in the clubhouse feel that as well. So sometimes it just takes like a little small thing to kind of hold on to that brings them together come October. And they know what it takes. They've done it. They won recently. Yes, it's hard to go back to back, but I don't know. I just feel like there's so many like kind of up, so many things are up for grabs right now when you just look at this postseason picture that it could be anyone's game. So we'll see what happens.
I feel like it's almost like your course of like, you know, things are clicking and they're winning and they're good and all this stuff. But it's like they needed to find a little more grit and they have to focus on what else they're successful in and not just what they've known for being success to lean in to then come back for this back-to-back. I mean, we knew it wasn't going to be easy.
No,
maybe the whole season was to set them up for this postseason to, you know, be able to go through all the roller coasters and be like, oh, you worried about this?
Yeah.
I know.
No.
Yeah. And there's so many. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, we have a team of guys that are willing to do whatever it takes, play multiple positions. Kirsch is in the bullpen.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like things might shift.
I just love that. I love that. And I'm just excited and excited to see how, you know, how they put the pitchers out, who's coming out of the bullpen. Yeah.
I mean, who's starting? I mean,
trusting the team.
I know.
Yeah, we have so much talent in the rotation. Like, who's gonna start? Like, those are the things that like we like begged for this last year. We literally, when we look at the rotation last year, we had Yoshi and Jack. Like that was the rotation last year.
We kind of flipped it. Yeah, our starting pitching is our strongest, and now it's a little nervous about the bullpen.
I know, but
it's okay.
We're okay.
Yeah, and also like there is something to talent and just like knowing how to play in really big moments. And I do think like we have guys who have experienced it before because you often see like sometimes you have like younger talent who has been successful all year, but then when you get on the biggest of stages, like fear creeps in, all these different things, the doubts. Whereas when you have players who have been in those situations like that, it'll be interesting to see how like that plays out this year. I do think
I'm kind of clinging to with it.
Yeah. And there's going to be a balance.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. There's going to be a balance of like veterans and young talent in this group, in the bullpen and just in general. So it should be, it'll be interesting to kind of see how it all plays out.
I'm excited to see like who's going to shine.
Potheads.
Yeah. I knew it. We do play of the week every week, and more times than not, Jacqueline's choosing Andy. He's been amazing.
He's been amazing. I mean, at the beginning of the season, people wanted him gone, and then he just used that as fuel, and he's just been so locked in. I just am enjoying watching him as a player.
Yeah, and he's grown so much. Yeah.
How is he? Give me a little nugget. His personality. He doesn't really show very much.
Personality. No, he's kind of private and a little bit quieter, but he's a really nice guy. He's really nice. He is obviously very close with like Teoscar. Like they're literally like you see one, you see the other. Like in all seriousness. But yeah, he's a really nice guy. He's kind of funny, like subtle funny.
I love it.
He likes to like him and like Shohei kind of joke around a lot, which I love seeing. Like there was one time where it would be like one hit a home run and the other one's a home run, and they were like going back and forth.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so like things like that is really fun.
When the heckler that the Padres guy when he was up.
Yeah.
That was Andy hit the homer. Shohei looks back. Then he hits the homer.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
See, there's
that.
always like something going on between those two, especially when like
Keep it going.
yeah,
Like,
keep an eye on them. Whenever one gets going, the other one, like keep an eye on those two. But
Okay, we will.
yeah.
Oh my
They're-
gosh.
it's a good group.